is a joy and a privilege to meet you once again on this channel, Biblical Research and Innovation Network for Africa, Brain for Africa or BrainFA. My work as a Bible translator and as a theologian has exposed me to a number of things, and in this video I want to share one of those things with you. Do you know that the use of punctuation marks in a text can affect the theology that will emerge from that text? And are you aware that depending on where one places a particular punctuation, it may support a certain denominational position concerning a particular subject, or it may refute it? In this video, I want us to consider Luke chapter 23, verse 43, and how the placement of a comma may change the theology inherent in the text. Before we do any analysis, I want us to have a brief background of a certain aspect of eschatology concerning intermediate state. When we talk about intermediate state, then we are talking about the study of the time between a person's death and resurrection. The question we seek to answer as part of our background study is, does a person's soul after death remain conscious or unconscious until the resurrection? In other words, if somebody dies, will the person's soul be active and aware of what is going on in its environment until the resurrection, or it will be unconscious and be like it has slept without knowing what is going on? There are two key positions when it comes to this issue. One of them is soul consciousness. What it means is that the soul is conscious from the time of death to the time of the resurrection. And the story of the rich man and Lazarus in Luke chapter 16 has been used in support of this position. The other position is that the soul sleeps. So that position is known as soul sleep. That when a person dies, the soul is unconscious. It sleeps and never knows what is going on until the resurrection of the body. So these two positions must be at the back of our minds as we consider the theology of the comma in Luke 23:43. Before I read, I want us to understand that in the Greek, there is no comma anywhere. But in English, we need to introduce a comma. As a translator, I know and I appreciate the fact that punctuation marks can be introduced as we are doing translation in order to respect the receptor language, or in order to abide by the rules governing the receptor language. So it is not something that is strange. But the comma I'm going to talk about is not in the Greek. So don't ask me, does the Greek put it here or there? The Greek does not have it. And so the English translator or some other mother tongue translators would like to introduce the comma in order that it will look natural in their languages. And so that is the reason why there will be a comma that we are discussing. There are two ways by which the comma has been placed, and so I want us to look at both of them. The first one is, Jesus answered him, I tell you the truth, comma, today you will be with me in paradise. So this is one way of translating it. I've also come across translations that render it this way. Jesus answered him, I tell you the truth today, comma, you will be with me in paradise. If you listened to me carefully, and if you have looked at the text on the screen carefully, you will see that the two different ways by which the comma has been placed are as follows. The first one is to place the comma after the word truth and just before the word today, to have, I tell you the truth, comma, today you will be with me in paradise. That is one. Then the other one is to place the comma after today, to get, I tell you the truth today, comma, you will be with me in paradise. Now, do you think there is any difference between the two? And do you think the two will lead to different theologies? Fix your mind on the background that I gave, the soul sleep concept and the soul consciousness concept that I mentioned earlier. Now let's do the analysis. If you say that I tell you the truth, comma, today you'll be with me in paradise, it means today, the day that Jesus was going to die together with the thief, that Jesus said his soul and that of the thief will meet in paradise. So what it means is that Jesus was telling the thief that after their death, their souls will be conscious and they will meet and identify themselves in paradise that day. But you see, it is not that day that the resurrection of the body is going to take place. I mean the resurrection that we are waiting for. So if we place the comma before today, as in this instance, then it is supporting soul consciousness, that between death and resurrection, people's souls are conscious, or the souls of the dead are conscious. In the second instance, if you place the comma after today, then you have Jesus answered him, I tell you the truth today, comma, you will be with me in paradise. This means that the word today is not related to the day that they will meet in paradise, but it is related to the day that Jesus told the thief that they will meet one day. So in this case, the emphasis is on the day that Jesus made a statement and not on the day that they will meet in paradise. This one allows for soul sleep, meaning that Jesus was not saying that the day they will die, they will meet in paradise. That is when you put the comma after the today. So this is something that translators make decisions about, whether to place the comma before or after the word today. And I have explained how each of them will allow or will support one of the initial positions. So with this, I want you to know that the kind of translation that you are using, the kind of punctuation marks that were used, may affect or inform your theology. So punctuation marks are very important. And the lesson is that as we read the Bible, we must articulate and read the text according to the way they have been punctuated, so that whoever is listening will be able to make meaning out of it. I know that this video has at least enlightened you on the kind of translations that we have and probably which one you would like to use. Take your Bible, then read it and see how it has been rendered. But whichever way it is allowing or maybe supporting one of the above positions. Bible translation informs our theology, and so the way the translator puts it has a huge implication on the reader's theology. Be encouraged to pray for translators and to ask God to lead them as they make critical choices. God richly bless you. Bye for now.